Jim was a perfectionist, as was Randy. The thing that I remember most about Randy was getting ready for the Los Angeles pay-per-view. And I remember riding in the limo with Jim to a town one night, and he telling me that Randy faxed him 30 pages of a match.
That's what he did with Ricky Steamboat for WrestleMania 3.
Yes, he did. Huh. But look at the outcome.
Oh, yeah.
So that just goes to show you the depth that these guys go to in order to please that audience that are buying those pay-per-views. I can honestly say in my heart, when Randy and Warrior and I were all out there and then this came back, I can honestly say that everything that we did was to make sure that that audience enjoyed that match and that it was something that would be remembered for all times.
What was Jim like to work with?
Jim was easy. He really was. When he used to, at the end of the match, we were going through the cage match, when he would jerk the skirt down, pull me back off, grab me by the hair, he would press me up, like he did so many other guys.
Right.
And when women have boobs and take that kind of bump, it hurts, folks. It hurts. So night after night I took that drop, but he took care of me as best that he possibly could. And I can honestly say that I never got hurt one time. He never hurt me. He was never stiff with me. Nothing. He made things very comfortable for me to work.
Circumstances surrounding you going from Randy Savage to Dibiase.
When they told me that Randy and I were going to be splitting up, then Liz was going to be coming back. Of course, I thought that was a wonderful thing. In LA at that show, Randy and Liz, Randy and Liz together came in the dressing room. They gave me this little present. And I said, "What is this?" And they said, "It's a present from us for the last 2 years that we've all been together." And because I painted my face and everything, they gave me a Phantom of the Opera mask. It was a little bitty gold. It had a little diamond in it. But it was a little bitty necklace, and I still have to this day.
Huh.
I would not get rid of it for nothing. It was sad because, in working with these guys, you form a bond in a relationship with them as working friends. We all cried. Randy, I went through a really bad time with an ex. I was ready to have a nervous breakdown, and Randy and Liz helped me very much. They were always there. Always. Liz was wonderful. I was so worried about her being jealous because I was working with her husband. She became one of my dearest friends. We were sad when we were breaking up, but we knew in the beginning when we started that all things come to an end. And it came to a good end, an unwanted end, but we realized that it was time for us to move on, and Vince had other storylines that he was ready to go with. And that was when Randy and Liz got back together. And so I'm happy to say that I would let that lady hit me with anything she wanted. Huh. She could hit me with a purse, she could hit me with a 2x4, she could get a sledgehammer. I would take anything for that woman. I would have taken anything and done anything for her and him at the time. They were very big influences in my life. They really were. They helped me not only in my professional life, but in my personal life as well. And I hated leaving them, but I also knew that another avenue was opening up. Didn't know that I was going with the $1 Million Man for a little while. And then came the day of the pay-per-view, and that, a few days before, they told me that I was going to be going with the $1 Million Man. And so I went and I talked to Ted, and I asked him to call his wife, and I explained to her, and Vince had told Ted, and Ted had talked to his wife, Melanie, and I wanted to talk to her and make sure that it was okay and she was comfortable with me as a female working with her husband. And I like doing that with all the men, because if the guys are happy at home and their wives are comfortable with what we're doing, then that makes for a much better working relationship. So, and plus it made me feel at ease too, because I didn't want the wives to feel threatened or
Right.
that I was trying to do anything mischievous or anything. I needed for the peace inside myself to know that they were okay with what we were doing. I used to watch Ted when he worked for Bill Watts down in Mid-South. And I remember him. I had remembered him from there. I didn't really speak to him at that point in time. Of course, he wouldn't remember me anyway. But when I first started working with Ted and everything, like I said, we called his wife Melanie, and got everything straightened out. And Ted was just a pleasure to work with. Ted was always Mr. GQ, excuse me.
Huh.
He was Mr. GQ, and he was just a lovely man to work with. I mean, how can it not be? Look at all the experiences. Second generation. His mom took him in the dressing room when he was growing up. His dad, God,
Right.
I mean, his whole family. That's a wrestling family there. How could you not be proud of that?
Anything stick out in your mind as far as when you were working with him? Some of the matches that you guys had, well, when you were managing him?
All the matches were amazing. However, it's not one of the matches that stands out in my mind. Would you like to hear a saucy
Without
story?
a doubt. Road stories and ribs are the best.
Oh,
So.
yeah. Well, it was getting to be. My nickname for Ted was Teddy Bear. I always call him Teddy Bear, and he just looked like a teddy bear to me. With those red cheeks and all that stuff. He just looked like a teddy bear, and so it was getting to be his birthday, and we had a show at Boston Garden. So I called ahead. Had a couple of friends of mine go down to a naughty shop. And I told him, and I said, I'll just give you receipts. I said, spend about $200, get a birthday cake, get some dolls, and, some little, off the wall birthday presents from a naughty shop. Nothing that would be embarrassing if a woman walked in. However, that would be very funny. I have pictures of his birthday party. When we got there, the girls they had went to one of the shops and they had gotten a couple blow up dolls.
Huh.
That was the only thing that some women shouldn't see. But they got him some tapes, and we got him a little Care Bear, and we wrapped out the Care Bear and put Teddy Bear on it, and he had a birthday cake in there. And what happened? The girls got him they did it in my dressing room, so that way Ted he went straight to the boys' dressing room, so he didn't even come in mine. So I had to go get him. When the girls were ready, they bought the birthday cake in there. So they lit the candles on the cake, and he walked into a dark dressing room, and then the lights came on, and a surprise!
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing there. But working with him, it was pleasurable. There was never any kind of trouble between us. I mean, we were adults. We were able to talk about things. I was able to compliment his match and not overpower him in any way, shape, or form, which I learned from Randy. And it was just an amazing time.